This story teaches the story of the two farmers beautifully illustrates the law of karma. What we give is what we receive. In a small village, two poor farmers lived and worked hard to provide for their families. When they passed away, they stood before God, who asked them what they felt was missing in their previous lives. The first farmer complained that his life was miserable, filled with hardship and suffering. He wished never to give anything to anyone and only receive from others. God granted his wish. The second farmer, however, expressed gratitude for his life but regretted that he could not help the hungry. He wished for the ability to give food and water to anyone in need. God granted his wish as well. In their next lives, the first farmer became a beggar, constantly receiving but never giving. Meanwhile, the second farmer became the richest man in the village, generously helping others. This story teaches us that gratitude and generosity bring true prosperity. While selfishness leads to misery, the universe rewards kindness many times over, shaping our future based on our intentions and actions. True wealth is not in what we keep but in what we share. By helping others, we create a life filled with happiness, fulfillment, and abundance. In a small village, two poor farmers lived humble lives, working tirelessly on their land to support their families. Upon their deaths, they stood before God, who asked them what had been missing in their previous lives. The first farmer, full of complaints, lamented that he had endured a miserable existence. He had no wealth, no luxury, and no joy, only endless toil with empty hands. He requested that in his next life, he should only receive from others and never have to give anything away. God granted his wish. The second farmer, however, spoke with gratitude. He acknowledged that God had given him a good family and enough land to provide for them. Yet, he regretted that he could not offer food to the hungry who came to his door. He wished that in his next life, he would be able to give freely so that no one would leave his home hungry. God smiled and granted his request. In their next lives, their destinies were starkly different. The first farmer was reborn as a beggar, receiving from everyone but having nothing to give. Meanwhile, the second farmer became the wealthiest man in the village, generously helping all who sought his aid. This story illustrates a profound truth about life. What we give is what we receive. Those who live with gratitude and a spirit of generosity are rewarded, while those who focus solely on their own struggles and selfish desires attract poverty and hardship. True wealth lies not in what we hoard but in what we share. If we wish to lead fulfilling lives, we must embrace kindness, selflessness, and gratitude. The seeds of generosity we plant today will bloom into blessings in the future. The power of gratitude in giving. A lesson from the story of two farmers. The story of the two farmers beautifully illustrates the universal law of karma. What we give is what we receive. The first farmer, who focused solely on his struggles and misfortunes, wished never to give but only to receive in his next life. As a result, he was reborn as a beggar, receiving from others but having nothing to give. The second farmer, who was grateful for what he had and wished to help others, was reborn as the wealthiest man in the village, generously providing for those in need. As an essential life lesson, gratitude and selflessness lead to abundance, while selfishness and greed lead to poverty and despair. Those who appreciate what they have and share their blessings attract even more prosperity, while those who focus only on what they lack create a life of scarcity. The universe mirrors our actions. When we spread kindness, we receive kindness in return, often multiplied many times over. In our daily lives, we should strive to help others, whether through acts of kindness, words of encouragement, or sharing our resources. True wealth does not lie in accumulation but in giving. By being the reason someone smiles or finds hope, we open the doors to greater happiness and fulfillment. The seeds of generosity we plant today will blossom into blessings in the future. To live a rich and prosperous life, we must first enrich the lives of others.